So, let's start with the Indian Contract Act 1872. Number syllabus one of the lengthiest act abdina, adu vandu Contract Act da. But do not worry, in the next 1 hour, our target is to master, not just learn, to master the unit number 1. I want you guys to stick with me, to repeat along with me, okay, and to have a scribble note so that you keep revising, writing the section numbers, so that by the end of the 1 hour session, you are thorough with the Indian Contract Act 1872 order first unit. First thing, nama yenda act padichala, I start by telling you, please study the section number 1, which is the preliminary. Indian Contract Act also, we are going to start with section number 1, which talks about what? 4 things. Short title, extent, commencement, applicability. Section number 1 talks about short title, extent, commencement and applicability. The name of this act is the Indian Contract Act 1872. The short title, how am I going to call it? I'm going to call it as the Indian Contract Act 1872. It is applicable. It extends to the whole of India. It was commenced on 25th April 1872 was its date of enactment. 25th April 1872 was its date of enactment, and applicability, it applies to all types of contract. It applies to all types of contract, like how SOGA applies to contracts of sale of goods. Companies Act applies to companies. LLP Act applies to LLP. Like that, the Indian Contract Act 1872 is applicable to all contracts. Ma'am, yeah, ma'am, in the act eduthirondaanga எனக்கு இதெல்லாம் புரிஞ்சிச்சு. It applies short title புரிஞ்சிச்சு, extent புரிஞ்சிச்சு, commencement, applicability, இதெல்லாம் I understood. But can you tell me practically why are we bringing Contract Act? I will tell you the reason. It's because suppose if there was no Contract Act, this Rahul guy comes to me. Let's say I run a provision store. Provision store means like a supermarket, let's suppose. He comes and places an order saying that, ma'am, I want 100 kgs of basmati rice, this, that, so much order he places because his wedding is going to come. So to make food and all, he's placing an order. Okay, now I'm telling Rahul, hey, listen Rahul, I run a very small provision store. எனக்கு ரொம்ப குட்டி provision store தான். 100 kg நான் வந்து வாங்கிட்டு நீனும் என்கிட்ட நாளைக்கு வந்து உன் வெட்டிங்க்கு வேணா வேற யார்கிட்டயும் நான் ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துட்டேன்னு சொன்னேன் அப்படின்னா எனக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா போயிடும். ஏன்னா நான் யூசுவலா 10 kg 20 kg தான் ஸ்டாக் வச்சிருப்பேன். நீ சொல்றது 100 kg. நான் உன்னை நம்பி ஆர்டர் பண்ணி அது வரல, அது வந்துருச்சு, அதுக்கப்புறம் நீ வாங்கல அப்படின்னா எனக்கு ரொம்ப லாஸ் ஆயிடும் அப்படின்னு நான் சொல்றேன். ராகுல் என்ன சொல்றானா, மேம் என்ன நம்பி வாங்குங்க மேம், என்ன ஆனாலும் கல்யாணம் கேன்சலே ஆனாலும் நான் எல்லாருக்கும் சாப்பாடு போடுவேன், என்ன நம்பி வாங்குங்க மேம். He's telling that, ma'am, please purchase that 100 kgs of rice. Even if my wedding gets cancelled, I'll still ask the guests to eat and go. Look at how big heart he has. Okay, so believing this Rahul guy, I placed the order for 100 kgs of rice. ரைஸ் அதே மாதிரி எல்லாமே 100 kg ரைஸ், ஸ்வீட்டுக்கு எல்லா ஐட்டம், மாவு, இது அது நான் சொன்னேன். நான் எல்லாத்துக்குமே ஆர்டர் போட்டேன். வெட்டிங் 20th செப்டம்பர். இவன் எனக்கு கால் அடிக்கிறான் 19th செப்டம்பர் and tells to me, ma'am, I'm really sorry, I cannot take all that ingredients that you ordered. I'm asking Rahul, what happened? Why? Tomorrow is your wedding. Why you are calling me right now? What happened? He's telling, no ma'am, the girl I was supposed to marry, she married someone else. The girl I was supposed to marry, she married someone else. Now I am like, I'm very stressed. I'm like, Rahul, I told you no, if you don't purchase, what will I do? You promised, you entered into a contract with me saying that you will purchase. That's why I purchased so much of goods. Now you're telling that girl got married to somebody else. Rahul, tell me, is there any chance அந்த பொண்ணு யாரை கல்யாணம் பண்ணாலோ அவங்களோட கேட்டரிங்க்கு நான் வந்து இந்த சாமான் கொடுக்க ஏதாவது சான்ஸ் இருக்கா? சரி, உன் கல்யாணம் தான் நடக்கல, அவளோட கல்யாணம் யாரு கூட நடந்திருக்கல, அந்த கேட்டரிங்காச்சு இந்த அரிசி மாவு இதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம், கொஞ்சம் கேட்டு சொல்றியான்னு சொல்றேன். அவளை, மேம் எதுக்கு மேம் கடுப்பேத்துறீங்க, நானே டென்ஷனா இருக்கேன், போனை வைங்கன்னு வச்சிடுறான். பட் ஐ எம் காலிங் ராகுல் and I am telling, what the hell boss, I ordered 100 kgs of rice, 100 kgs of Ashirwad atta, everything believing you will buy. Now you cannot do anything. If you don't purchase it, I will go to the court. If you don't fulfill your promise, I will go to the court. Right? For that, to go to the court, to file a case, I need to file the case against some act, right? That act is Indian Contract Act, because what happened between me and Rahul is a commercial contract, and he breached the contract. I will go to the court and file a case against this guy. So if anybody makes a contract and if they think of breaching the contract, they must remember that the Contract Act is there. We can go to the court and sue the other person. ஸோ யாருமே கான்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணி நாளைக்கு சரி இப்போதைக்கு கான்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் நாளைக்கு ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ண மாட்டோம் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சிடக்கூடாது. ஏன்னா நாளைக்கு ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ணல அப்படின்னா the contract act will be applicable to them. Are you able to understand? So make people fear of contracts. If you make a contract, you have to fulfill. You cannot escape by breaching it. If you breach, the other party will go to the court. For that we brought up a provision, act which is of around 200 section talking about laws and regulations relating to a contract. And by the time we complete the course, I will make sure that you learn all the sections, subsections, all points that are relevant for exam. But tell me, are you clear with section number 1? Is section number 1 done and dusted for all of you? Is section number 1 done and dusted? Did you understand the applicability? Did you understand the applicability? The Indian Contract Act applies to all contracts. The Indian Contract Act applies to all contracts. Ma'am, we are clear, ma'am. Ma'am, we are clear, ma'am. Start off. Next, we are going to do unit number. Next, we are going to do section number 2, the most important section of this particular chapter is section number 2. ஏனா இந்த செக்ஷன்ல தான் நிறைய டெஃபினிஷன் இருக்கு. இப்போ நீ படிக்கிற டெஃபினிஷன் தான் அடுத்த 9 யூனிட்டுக்குமே உனக்கு ஒரு பேஸ். So make sure that you remember the section along with the clause numbers really well, and I am there. I'll make you remember all of them. Okay, can we start section number 1 done and dusted? Next target is section number 2. Section number 2 oda first definition. Section number 2 oda first definition is 2H. 2H is what, guys? Contract. 2H is what? Contract. 2H is a contract. Contract means what? Contract means an agreement that is enforceable by law. Contract means an agreement that is enforceable by law. Contract means ல ஆரம்பிக்குது. அப்போ இது என்ன மாதிரி contract என்ன மாதிரி definition சொல்லு? exhaustive இல்ல inclusive? இது ஒரு exhaustive definition. What kind of definition it is? It is a exhaustive definition. Guys, you can be active on chat. I told don't talk unnecessarily. Didn't tell don't talk subject also. Weird people. ஒன்னு பேசினா தேவையில்ல எல்லாமே பேசுற இல்லாட்டி பேசவே மாட்டேங்கிற. My God. Okay. Contract Act starts, the contract word is defined from means. It starts with the word means, which means it is a exhaustive definition. Contract means an agreement that is enforceable by law. Contract is defined in 2H. Agreement is defined in agree. It is defined in 2E, and enforceable by law அப்படினா intention to create a legal obligation. இப்போ எனக்கும் ராகுல்க்கும் நடந்தது என்ன? What it is a contract, because I had an intention to go to the court if Rahul breaches the promise. அவன் நாளைக்கு அந்த அரிசி பருப்பு அதெல்லாம் வாங்கலனா I had an intention to go to the court. It is agreement with enforceability. It becomes a contract. So when does a contract take birth? When agreement meets enforceability. When agreement meets enforceability. A contract means an agreement enforceable by law. A contract means agreement enforceable by law. Is this clear? Very good, Nimesh. Yes, gunpowder. Yes, gunpowder. We'll come to that. Is it clear? Now what you studied is 2H. Maintain a blank sheet. You will keep adding the sections. So far what? That's why I kept this whole page blank. Because by the time we finish the section, we should know. By the time we finish the unit, we should know. என்னெல்லாம் படிச்சிருக்கோம்னா section 1 முடிச்சிட்டோம், which is applicable, which is preliminary. அடுத்தது section 2H, which is contract, which also we have done. Okay, if a contract is made up of agreement and enforceability, let's read what is a agreement. An agreement is nothing but offer plus acceptance plus consideration is a agreement. Offer plus acceptance plus consideration is a agreement. Abdina, I am telling Rahul, are you interested to buy my this basmati rice atta and all for rupees 1000? I am making an offer. Rahul says yes ma'am, I am interested. He is accepting the offer and giving me cash. I am giving him goods. Consideration is there. So offer plus acceptance plus consideration, it is an agreement. Do we have the intention to create legal obligation? Yes. So there's enforceability. Does this become a contract? Yes. Are you able to understand people? அப்படினா contract ரெண்டு sides இருக்கு. Contract is made up of two things, agreement plus enforceability. Agreement திரும்பி பிரிச்சோனா அதுல மூணு வருது. Agreement is made up of offer plus acceptance plus consideration. Agreement is made up of offer plus acceptance plus consideration, right? Right? An agreement is defined under section 2 clause E. Agreement is defined under section 2 clause E, which is agreement. Agree எப்படி ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கிறது? Classல I told you agree. E, 2E is for agreement. Is that clear, people? Is that clear? Is that clear? Can we study what is agreement first? Can we study what is an agreement first? Then we will come back to this. Then we will come back. Go to 2E. 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 Where is 2E? 2E. 2E. Okay, wait, let me open your ICAI module also, so that simultaneously I'll show you there also. Just a second, I'll open your ICAI module also. Okay. It's open, it's open, it's open. So now let's see what is an agreement. Agreement enga கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, எங்க பாரு, எங்க பாரு. Agreement is defined as every promise or every set of promises forming consideration to each other. Forming consideration to each other. Every promise or every set of promises. Promise is what? Offer plus acceptance is a promise. Every promise or every set of promises. Ma'am, ஏன் ma'am set off னு சொல்றாங்க? Every promise புரிஞ்சிச்சு. Rahul Kai agreed to sell those basmati rice, atta, every promise. Okay, set of promises na enna? Classla na in the example sonne, when you paid for the course, we told we will give you the lecture, we will told we will give you test, we will told we will give you material. So here there is no one promise we are making, there are multiple promises. It's a set of promise. Class also I will give, test also I will give, material support also I will give, revision video also I will give. This is a set of promises. Very good, Abhijit. More than one promise. It is a set of promise. Agreement means every promise. It can be a single promise, every promise, or it can be multiple promises. Every promise or every set of promises forming consideration for each other. You gave me consideration, money, I am giving you resources, classes, test, material, everything, right? So forming consideration on each other. அப்படினா நீ எனக்கு ஏதோ கொடுக்கணும், நான் உனக்கு ஏதோ கொடுக்கணும். Consideration can never be one-sided. Like how true love is love only when it is two-sided. Only you like the girl. Is that love? No. She should also know it, right? She should also know it, right? Consideration should always be two-sided. Consideration should always be two-sided. Are you able to understand this, people? Are you able to understand this? Are you able to understand this? Done, people, done. Zoom people, done. Okay, now let's quickly repeat. 2H is what? 2H is what? So wherever you are, repeat it. Ma'am, I am walking outside. Repeat it. People think I'm mad. Anyway, you are mad only. Repeat it. 2H says contract means an agreement enforceable by law. Contract means an agreement enforceable by law. 2E means, 2E is agree. 2E, agree. 2E, agreement, which means every promise and every set of promises forming consideration for each other. Forming consideration for each other is a agreement. So section 1 done, section 2 done. 2 லேந்து I came to 2E. மேம் இதெல்லாம் நான் எப்படி கோர்வையா ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கலாம்? ஏன்னா செக்ஷன் 1 தனி, அது எனிவே உனக்கு ஞாபகம் இருக்கும். 2ல நம்ம படிச்ச ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செக்ஷன் வந்து 2H. அதுல கான்ட்ராக்ட்னா அது அக்ரிமெண்ட் பிளஸ் என்ஃபோர்சபிலிட்டி. அக்ரிமெண்ட் இஸ் 2E, which is every promise or every set of promises forming consideration for each other. So 2H முடிஞ்சிச்சு, 2E முடிஞ்சிச்சு. Every promise. அப்போ promise படிக்கணும்ல, அதுக்கு எதுக்கு போறோம்? அதுக்கு we are going to section number 2A and 2B. 2A and 2B. See, கொஞ்ச நேரத்துல I'll complete all definitions and make you guys remember. Yes Akshay, it's 2A and 2B. Let's go to 2A and 2B. 2A and 2B. 2A first பார்த்தலாமா? Offer. 2A first பார்த்தலாமா? Offer. எங்க இருக்கு offer? Where is offer? Yeah, it's here. Offer para. Offer is 2A. Offer is 2A. 2A என்னது offer. அந்த நம்ம ஒரு sheet இருக்குல அதுல எழுதிக்கோ. 2A is offer. Offer is when one person, remember offer ku what example I gave in class? Abhijit proposing to a girl. Remember Abhijit proposing to a girl. When one person, that is our Abhijit, when one person signifies to another, says to another, when one person signifies to another his willingness, he is willing to be her boyfriend, he is willing to be her boyfriend. When one person signifies to another, when one person signifies to another, what will he signify? His willingness to do something or abstain from doing something. To do something or to abstain. Abstain na another? Abstain na another? What do you mean by abstain? To not to do something. Remember I told you that example of Dhanush movie where the brother calls Dhanush in the Mottamadi and tells, takes this blank check, leave my sister. Here consideration is being given to Dhanush to not to do something. Don't date my sister. அதுக்கு தான் நான் உனக்கு blank check கொடுக்கிறேன். Consideration is given for not doing something. Right? Consideration can be given to do something. Very good, Prashika. It can be a positive consideration, positive offer or a negative offer when one person signifies to another his willingness to do something or abstain from doing something. Why am I telling? Why is Abhijit proposing to the other girl? So that she will beat him? No. So that she will accept. Whenever he proposes, what he will think and propose, that girl should accept, right? Whenever you make an offer, you expect, you do it with a view to get the assent. Assent means what guys? Assent na another? Assent of the other person means what? To get the acceptance. Perfect, Kasturi. To get the acceptance, right? When one person signifies to another his willingness to do something or abstain from doing something with the intention to get the assent of the other person, so that the girl accepts Abhijit's proposal. With that intention only Abhijit proposes. So what Abhijit is doing is said to be a proposal or a offer. Is it clear? Is 2A clear? Without seeing, can we repeat? Wherever you are sitting, repeat it. When one person signifies to another, his willingness to do something or abstain from doing something. Why am I signifying? Why is Abhijit telling? With an intent to get the acceptance, with an intent to get the assent of the other person, it is said that Abhijit is making a proposal or an offer which is defined under 2A. Give me a thumbs up if you all understood what this is. Understood? 2A, section 2A understood? Section 2A, is it clear? Which is offer. Section 2A, clear offer. Absolutely clear. Very good. So far we have completed preliminary, which is the section number 1. 2H, which is contract. Contract means agreement which is enforceable by law. 2E means agreement, every promise or every set of promises forming consideration for each other. 2A is a offer. Now we are going to do section 2B. இப்போ நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம்? 2B, which is nothing but promise or acceptance. It's a very jujupy section. Promise or acceptance. What do you mean by promise or acceptance? When the person to whom the proposal is made. Now Abhijit proposes to Tara. The person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent. Tara says, yes, I also love you. Tara says, yes. When the person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent, he gives his assent, he gives his acceptance, then the proposal is said to be accepted. Then the proposal becomes a promise. So this 2B is a common definition for promise and acceptance. Remember, 2B is a common definition for promise and acceptance. Okay, promise and acceptance. When will an offer become a promise? When the other person gives acceptance, right? So for acceptance and promise, it's the same section. When one person, the person to whom the proposal is made, signifies his assent, the proposal becomes a promise. That is 2B. Is 2H, 2E, 2A, 2B, everything clear? All of this should be done for what? In Contract Act, we cover social contracts or commercial. We cover social agreements or commercial agreements. What is covered here? Commercial agreements. Because in commercial agreements, what will be there? There will be 2D, consideration. There will be Consideration. What do you mean by consideration? What do you mean by consideration? Something in return for each other. Consideration. Something in return for each other. Quid pro quo. Very good, Sharon. The Latin maxim for that is quid pro quo. Something in return for each other, which is defined under 2D. So 2A, 2B and 2D, 2E, everything is done. 2H is done. Is that absolutely clear? Is that absolutely clear? All of this clear? All of this clear? If I have to put like a chart, I'll put like this. Contract, like an equation if I have to put. Contract la rendu irukku. Enoda idha draw pannu. Agreement plus enforceability. Agreement moona pirikalam. Agreement la ennala irukum? Offer, acceptance, adukapro consideration. இப்போ இது எல்லாத்துக்கும் செக்ஷன் நம்பர் எழுதிடலாமா? இது சாரி, இது 2H, 2E, 2A, 2B, 2D. 5 sections definition we have completely learned. Are you clear so far? Are you clear so far? Any doubt so far? No? Is it perfect? Absolutely clear? Absolutely clear. Are you getting confidence? Can we go on to the next? Okay, fire. Okay, we'll go on to the next. So we are done with this also. Now tell me, I have to teach you some important concepts, easy concepts. Now I told contract means when an agreement meets enforceability. அப்படினா agreementல என்ன இருக்கணும்? Intention to create a legal obligation இருக்கணும். agreementல என்ன இருக்கணும்? Intention to create a legal obligation இருக்கணும். இப்போ நீனே யோசிச்சு சொல்லு, are social agreements contracts? Are social agreements contracts? No, because there are no intention to create legal obligation. Are commercial agreements contracts? Are commercial agreements contracts? Yes, because in that there is a intention to create legal obligation. So tell me whether this line is correct or wrong. Correct me. All contracts are agreements. All contracts are agreements. But all agreements are not contracts. All contracts are agreements. But all agreements are not contract. Ma'am, it's true, it's correct. All contracts are agreements, but all agreements need not be contract, because social agreement is not a contract, because there is no intention to create a legal obligation. Idhula or classic case law andhude. You remember the case law? Balfour versus Balfour. In this what happened? In this case law what happened? There was Mr. Balfour and Mrs. Balfour, husband and wife, both were living in England. Okay, then his husband was an engineer. அவனுக்கு வந்து சிலோன் அப்படின்னா ஸ்ரீலங்கால ஏதோ வேலை கிடைச்சிச்சு. So he had to move from England to Sri Lanka, but his wife could not come ஏன்னா அவங்களுக்கு ஏதோ ஹெல்த் இஷ்யூ இருந்தது. இந்த Balfour என்ன சொன்னா? Balfour told that it's okay wife, you don't come, நீ இங்கே இரு, you take care of your health. நான் மாசம் உனக்கு என்ன அனுப்புறேன்? மெயின்டெனன்ஸ் அனுப்புறேன். நாங்க போய் கஷ்டப்பட்டு வேலை செஞ்சு மாசம் உனக்கு என்ன அனுப்புறேன்? மெயின்டெனன்ஸ் அனுப்புறேன். இப்போ இவன் சொன்னா வைஃப் ஆல்சோ told okay என்னால வர முடியாது, எனக்கு ரொம்ப உடம்பு முடியல, you go. Husband alone, Mr. Balfour alone went from England to Ceylon. போய் கொஞ்ச மாசம் பொறுப்பா என்ன பண்ணா? He uploaded போய் கொஞ்ச மாசம் பொறுப்பா what did he do? He paid that amount. He paid that maintenance. But after that, he stopped paying. Wife got angry. She was like, poda court case file panna against Mr. Balfour. Wife filed a case against the husband. Court is calling both husband and wife. Vaanga pa rendu peru. Come both of you. What is your problem? Wife is telling, Judge sir, this guy told me he will give maintenance. Okay, and then only I allowed him to go to Ceylon. He is not giving maintenance. He stopped giving. How will I take care of myself? How will I go to the parlor? How will I spend on everything? How will I spend on Swiggy, Zomato? What will I do? Oh my God. Please put him under jail and get my money also back. Please put him under jail and get my money also back. Judge is telling, listen, Mrs. Balfour, did you have an intention to create legal obligation? நீங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் contract enter பண்ணும்போது did you think that tomorrow if Mr. Balfour will not send the amount, I will go to the court? Mrs. Balfour is telling, no, that at all I didn't think. He is my husband. How will I think like that? Then judge is telling, that's what I am also telling Mrs. Balfour, that this is a social agreement. Husband and wife, you will promise 200 things, you will not fulfill that. For that and all, எங்களால பஞ்சாயத்து கூட்டி இதெல்லாம் சால்வ் பண்ண முடியாது. This is a social agreement. No intention to create legal obligation. You go to your parents' house and both of you fight. Don't come to the court. Don't come to the court, right? இதெல்லாம் சால்வ் பண்ணது எங்களுக்கு டைம் இல்ல, எங்களுக்கு வேற நிறைய இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஒர்க் இருக்கு. அவன் வந்து என்ன பண்றா, பேங்க்ல இருந்து லோன் வாங்கிட்டு லண்டன் ஓடி போயிடுறா, எங்களுக்கு அதெல்லாம் சால்வ் பண்ணோம். Don't come with all this silly fights. Go from here. Go from here. Classroom students, I even showed you one more example. Remember that Virat example that I showed you? Diamond ring example that I showed you. Diamond ring, he told I'll gift it. Then he did not gift it. Then Anushka, you know how she is. She's like, if you are bad, I am your dad. She went to the court, right? She went to the court, but then court was like, was there an intention to create legal obligation? No. So we are sorry, it's a social agreement. You cannot come to the court. Is that clear? Is that clear? The whole conclusion, last 5 நிமிஷத்துல நம்ம என்ன பேசணும்னா அதுக்கு ஒரே ஒரு கன்க்ளூஷன் தான். எது வைடு, எது வைடு, அக்ரிமெண்டா கான்ட்ராக்டா, எது பெருசு, அக்ரிமெண்டா கான்ட்ராக்டா? அக்ரிமெண்ட். ஏன்னா அக்ரிமெண்ட்குள்ள சோஷியலும் வரும், கமர்ஷியலும் வரும். ஆனா எதுதான் கான்ட்ராக்டா மாறும்? ஆனா எது கான்ட்ராக்டா மாறும்? அந்த அக்ரிமெண்ட்ல என்ஃபோர்சபிலிட்டி இருந்தா அது கான்ட்ராக்டா மாறும். So which is a wider term? Wider term is agreement because it covers social as well as commercial. Is that clear? மேம் எப்படி மேம் நான் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது இன்டென்ஷன் டு கிரியேட் லீகல் ஆப்ளிகேஷன் இருந்ததா இல்லையா? நான் எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது? அதுக்கு நீ ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் சர்க்கம்ஸ்டான்சஸ் ஆஃப் தி கேஸ் தான் பார்க்கணும். ஓகே, அந்த ஹஸ்பண்ட் அண்ட் ஒய்ஃப்குள்ள நடந்ததா, அவங்க ஏதாவது அக்ரிமெண்ட் போட்டு வச்சுக்கிட்டாங்களா, இதெல்லாம் நீ ஒவ்வொரு ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் சர்க்கம்ஸ்டான்ஸை பார்த்து தான் நீ டிட்டர்மைன் பண்ணும். யூ டோன்ட் ஹேவ் அ ஹார்ட் அண்ட் ஃபாஸ்ட் ரூல். அதனால நம்மளால இப்படின்னா இது வந்து கமர்ஷியல், சோஷியல், இதுல இன்டென்ஷன் இருந்தது இல்லை இப்படிலாம் நம்மளால சொல்ல முடியாது. யூ ஹேவ் டு see each and every contract, each and every agreement and then decide. ஸோ இது முடிஞ்சிச்சு. அடுத்தது நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறது இந்த சாப்டரோட மோஸ்ட் க்ரூஷியல் செக்ஷன் which is section number 10. which is section number 10. இதை நான் அப்படியே கீழே போட்டுறேன். இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் இதில் ஆட் பண்ணணும் செக்ஷன் நம்பர்ஸ். செக்ஷன் 2K வாய்ட் அக்ரிமெண்ட் அதெல்லாம் படிக்கணும்ல, அது கடைசியாக ஆட் பண்ணிடலாம். இப்போ நம்ம அடுத்து பார்க்க போகுது செக்ஷன் நம்பர் 10. செக்ஷன் நம்பர் 10 என்னது? essentials of a valid contract. Essential of a valid contract. Section number 10, essential of a valid contract. Okay, essentials of a valid contract. இந்த lawல எப்படி எழுதிருக்குனா what agreements are contracts? When will an agreement become contract? When it fulfills all these conditions. When it fulfills all these conditions. அது என்னெல்லாம் கண்டிஷன் ஒவ்வொன்றா நம்ம பார்க்க போறோம். முதல் கண்டிஷன் there should be 2 parties. The first condition is what? There should be 2 parties in a contract. There must be 2 parties. With one person, can you contract between yourself? Can you contract with yourself? No, I cannot contract with myself. If I contract with myself, I will be known as a mad. இதுக்கு ஒரு கேஸ் லா இருக்கு, இதுக்கு ஒரு கிளாசிக் கேஸ் லா இருக்கு. நான் கிளாஸ்ல சொன்னேன், I'll tell it to you after we do partnership, right? So today I will tell that to you. Right? So first one is to enter into a contract. Mental. Yeah. You will call them a mental. If one person is telling, hey, do you want to buy my house? Yeah, I'll buy my house. இந்த மாதிரி ஆளை நீ என்ன சொல்வ? மென்டல்னு சொல்வ. கரெக்டா? Absolutely right. Just give me a moment. I will adjust the camera a little bit. Just give me one moment. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now look at this. Yes. For entering into a contract, there must be at least 2 parties. இதுக்கு ஒரு கிளாசிக் கேஸ் லா இருக்கு. அந்த கேஸ் லா மட்டும் கேட்டுக்கோ. அந்த கேஸ் லா பேரு ஸ்டேட் ஆஃப் குஜராத் versus ரமன் லால் and company. இந்த கேஸ் லா நான் உனக்கு சொல்றேன், நீனே லாஜிக்கலா எனக்கு சொல்லு. இப்போ நீ பார்ட்னர்ஷிப் வந்து அக்கவுண்ட்ஸ்லயும் படிச்சிருக்க, லாலையும் படிச்சிருக்க, லாஜிக்கலா நீனே யோசிச்சு சொல்லு. இப்போ ஒரு ரமன் லால் அண்ட் கம்பெனின்னு ஒரு பார்ட்னர்ஷிப் ஃபார்ம் இருந்தது. அதில் 2 பார்ட்னர்ஸ் இருந்தாங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோ. அந்த 2 பார்ட்னர்ஸுமே கொஞ்ச நாள் பிஸ்னஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் பிஸ்னஸ் நல்லா போகல. ஸோ they decide to close down the business. இப்போ பிஸ்னஸை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணும்போது கண்டிப்பாக அந்த பர்டிகுலர் பார்ட்னர்ஷிப் ஃபார்மில் நிறைய அசெட் இருக்கும்ல. இப்போ வந்து கம்ப்யூட்டர் இருக்கும், ஏசி இருக்கும், இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய அசெட் இருக்கும். அந்த 2 பார்ட்னர்ஸும் என்ன டிசைட் பண்ணுறாங்க அவங்களுக்குள்ளேனா, சில அசெட்டை நீ எடுத்துக்கோ, சில அசெட்டை நான் எடுத்துக்கிறேன். இப்போ ஏசி நான் எடுத்துக்கிறேன், கம்ப்யூட்டர் நீ எடுத்துக்கோ. அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறோம், அந்த அசெட்ஸை பிரித்து பார்ட்னர்ஷிப் ஃபார்ம் டிசால்வ் ஆகும்போது, க்ளோஸ் ஆகும்போது அந்த அசெட்ஸை பிரிச்சுட்டு என்ன பண்ணிட்டோம், எடுத்துகிட்டு போயிட்டோம். இப்போ பார்ட்னர்ஷிப் ஃபார்மும் டிசால்வ் ஆயிடுச்சு. ஒரு 5-6 மாசம் கழிச்சு நம்மளுக்கு வந்து சேல்ஸ் டாக்ஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல இருந்து, அப்பெல்லாம் சேல்ஸ் டாக்ஸ் இருந்தது, சேல்ஸ் டாக்ஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல இருந்து ஒரு நோட்டீஸ் வருது. என்னடா நோட்டீஸ் அப்படின்னு ஓபன் பண்ணி அந்த 2 பார்ட்னரும் படிக்கிறாங்க. அதுல என்ன எழுதியிருக்குன்னா, நீங்க வந்து ஃபர்மோட அசெட்ஸை வாங்கியிருக்கீங்க. ஃபர்ம் வந்து அதோட அசெட்ஸை உங்களுக்கு வித்திருக்கு. அப்போ நீங்க என்ன பே பண்ணும்? டாக்ஸ் பே பண்ணும். நீங்க ஏன் பே பண்ணல? நீங்க டாக்ஸ் பே பண்ணாதனால இப்போ டாக்ஸ், பெனால்டி எல்லாமே சேர்த்து நீங்க இவ்வளோ பே பண்ணும் அப்படின்னு வந்திருக்கு. அவங்க 2 பேருக்கும் அதை படிச்சு ஒரே ஷாக்கு. என்னத்தை நம்ம சேல் பண்ணோம் அப்படிங்கிறத அவங்க இன்னும் டீட்டெயிலாக படிச்சா, அந்த சேல்ஸ் டாக்ஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் என்ன சொல்றான்னா, இவங்க டிசல்யூஷன் ஆகும்போது அசெட்ஸ் எல்லாம் பிரிச்சுக்கிட்டாங்கல்ல, தட் இஸ் நீ ஏசி எடுத்துக்கோ, நான் கம்ப்யூட்டர் எடுத்துக்கிறேன், இந்த பார்ட்னர்ஷிப் ஃபார்ம்ல இருந்து இந்த அசெட்டை பிரிச்சு எடுத்துட்டு போனாங்களே, அது ஒரு சேலாம். அந்த சேலுக்கு சேல்ஸ் டாக்ஸ் பே பண்ணுமா? இப்போ நீனே லாஜிக்கலா யோசிச்சு சொல்லு, இஸ் திஸ் வேலிட் ஆர் இஸ் திஸ் நாட் வேலிட்? இஸ் திஸ் வேலிட் ஆர் இஸ் திஸ் நாட் வேலிட்? Valid or not valid? Ma'am, it is bullshit, ma'am. How it is valid, ma'am? Ma'am, in partnership we have studied, there is no concept of separate legal entity. The partner and the firm. The partner and the firm both are the same. The partner and the firm both are the same. அப்போ நீனே சொல்லு, பார்ட்னரும் ஃபார்மும் ஒரே ஆள். இட்ஸ் நாட் டூ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் பீப்புள். ஏன்னா பார்ட்னர்ஷிப்ல செப்பரேட் லீகல் என்டிட்டி கான்செப்ட் கிடையாது. ஸோ பார்ட்னர் அண்ட் த ஃபார்ம் ஆர் த சேம் பீப்புள். நீ சொல்லு, என் பொருளை நானே எடுத்துக்கிட்டேன், இஸ் தட் அ சேல்? Now what that Ramanlal and company or partners are telling, hey sales tax department, are you mad? Or contract of sale நீ சொல்றல, சேலுக்கு எத்தனை பேர் தேவை? 2 பேர் தேவை. Contract of sale is also a special type of contract ல. சோகாலி என்ன அப்ளை ஆகும்? கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஆக்டோட எல்லா ரூல்ஸுமே சோகாலி அப்ளை ஆகும். அதான் நம்ம சோகாவோட எத்தனாவது செக்ஷன்ல படிச்சிருக்கோம்? இன்னைக்கு தான் படிச்சுட்டு வந்தேன். எத்தனாவது செக்ஷன்ல எழுதியிருக்கு? சோகாலியும் கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஆக்ட் அப்ளை ஆகணும். எத்தனாவது செக்ஷன்ல எழுதியிருக்கு? செக்ஷன் நம்பர் 3ல கிளியரா எழுதியிருக்கு. சோகாலி என்ன ஆகும்? கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஆக்ட் அப்ளை ஆகும். அப்போ அந்த ரமன்லால் அண்ட் கம்பெனில இருக்க பார்ட்னர்ஸ் என்ன கேக்குறாங்கன்னா, ஹே சேல்ஸ் டாக்ஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட், நீ சேல்னு சொல்றல, 2 பார்ட்டி எங்க இருக்காங்க காட்டு. Sale is a contract. Sale is a special contract. In contract there should be 2 parties. That is one of the essential as per section number 10. 2 party எங்க இருக்காங்க நீனே காட்டுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு they are telling, sales tax department is telling, அதெல்லாம் எங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. Then court told, what Ramanal and company is telling is correct. Government of India, that is the sales tax department, you are wrong. பார்ட்னர்ஷிப்ல செப்பரேட் லீகல் என்டிட்டியே கிடையாது. பார்ட்னர்ஷிப்பும் பார்ட்னர்ஸும் ஒரே ஆள் தான். அவங்க கூட்ஸ் அவங்களே எடுத்துட்டு போய்க்கிறாங்க. You cannot call it a sale and cannot ask them to pay sales tax. Is that absolutely clear? I told you will get clarity of this after doing partnership. Now it is clear. Absolutely clear. So to enter into a contract of sale, how many people you need? You need 2 people. You need 2 people. So first one is done. Second one is very simple, intention to create legal obligation, which is nothing but enforceability should be there. Adhika Balfour versus Balfour also I have taught you. Balfour versus Balfour also I have taught you. Next is third point is possibility of performance. There must be a possibility of performance. Possibility of performance na enadappa? Abdina, if somebody is telling, give me 10 lakhs, I will make a dead person alive. Is it possible to perform? No. நீ லூஸ் மாதிரி போய் அந்த கான்ட்ராக்ட்ல என்டர் பண்ணினா, don't come to the court, we will not protect you. Because இத பார்த்தாலே தெரியுது, there is no possibility of performance. You have to use your common sense, right? So there is no possibility of performance. In every valid contract, there should be a possibility of performance. Next is certainty of meaning. Clearly the terms and conditions of contract should be there. I cannot call Shriram and tell, hey Shriram, எனக்கு ஒரு வீடு இருக்கு வாங்கிக்கிறியாடா அப்படின்லாம் சொல்லலாம். இட்ஸ் நாட் அ கான்ட்ராக்ட். எந்த வீடு எந்த தெருவில் இருக்கு, எந்த வீடு எந்த தெருவில் இருக்கு, எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. யூ ரிமெம்பர் தட் ஆயில் எக்ஸாம்பிள், ஆயில் ஜோக் தட் இஸ் தேர் ஆஃப் வடிவேல். do you know that? என்ன so it'll be like நல்ல என்ன அந்த மாதிரி. Do you know that example? Right? It should be very clear. என்ன வேணும் like that he tells, right? So it should be very clear what you want. I cannot just call Shriram and tell, hey என்னோட வீடு ஒன்று இருக்கு வாங்கிக்கிறியா, 4 கோடிக்கு விற்க போறேன். எந்த வீடு எந்த ஏரியால இருக்கு, எவ்வளோ ஸ்கொயர் ஃபீட், அபார்ட்மெண்ட்டா இண்டிவிஜுவல் ஹவுஸா, ஓகே எவ்வளோ வருஷம் ஆயிடுச்சு, மெயின்டெனன்ஸ் பண்ணுமா, all this should be clear. Your contract cannot be vague. It should be certain, definite and not vague. Certain, definite and not vague. Okay Shriram வாங்கிக்கிறியா, okay 4 crore rupees மட்டும் பேங்க் அக்கவுண்ட்ல அனுப்பிச்சிடு. Okay, my phone number is only my GPay number. Okay, done. Can we go to the next one? Can we go to the Next one, can we go to the next one? Is the first 4 points clear? First point was what, guys? First point was there should be two parties. T, I for intention to create legal obligation. P, possibility of performance. C is for what? Certainty of meaning. And O, other formalities. Other formalities. Clearly we told, negotiable instrument contract should be stamped. There should be revenue stamp. நீ ரெவன்யூ ஸ்டாம்ப் அடிக்கலனா அந்த நெகோஷியபிள் இன்ஸ்ட்ருமெண்ட் என்ன கிடையாது, வேலிட் கிடையாது. ஏன்னா ப்ராமிசரி நோட் டெஃபினிஷன்ல கிளியரா எழுதியிருக்கு. இட்ஸ் an unconditional undertaking where one person promises to pay the other a certain sum of money only, okay, for a certain sum of money only, and it should be properly stamped. So if it is not stamped, it is not a legal negotiable instrument. So if there's some other formality like insurance na adu epovume writing la da irukano, if it is a immovable property it should always be in a stamp paper. Indha mari other formalities edho irukna, that formality should be fulfilled. You cannot tell contract act told oral avu irukla written avu irukla, no. Other law clearly told, negotiable instrument act clearly told, bills of exchange promissory note should be stamped, it should be stamped. Specific will always override the general. Is that clear? Is that clear? 5 points clear. And the mnemonic for this was TIPCO, right? TIPCO is what? TIPCO stands for what? I'm sorry. TIPCO stands for what? T stands for two parties. I stands for intention to create legal obligation. P stands for possibility of performance. And C stands for what, guys? C stands for what? I forgot. What is C standing for? What is C standing for? C stands for C. Certainty of meaning. And O stands for other formalities. Is it absolutely clear? Can we go on to the next? இப்போ வரைக்கும் நம்ம படிச்ச sections எல்லாம் ஒரு quick-ஆ, we're not going to go fully, but quick-ஆ ஒரு glance பார்த்துடலாம். We started off with section number 1, which is preliminary. 2H is contract, 2E is agreement, 2A is offer, 2B is promise and acceptance, 2D is consideration. Then we moved on. அப்படியே சரிக்கு கீழே எந்த செக்ஷனுக்கு போனோம்? Section number 10, which talks about essentials of a valid contract, which is also known as what agreements are contracts. Agreements which have two parties, agreements which has intention to create legal obligation, agreement which has possibility of performance, agreements which are certain, definite and not vague, agreements in which all other formalities are fulfilled, they will become a contract. Is that clear? So far so good. Is that clear? And in that we have studied two case laws so far. Two case laws, their name also if you want we will write. We have studied Balfour versus Balfour, and in the two parties we studied government of India, state of Gujarat. State of Gujarat. I'm sorry guys, பசி காரணங்களால் சிலது மூளை குழம்பி விட்டது. State of Gujarat versus Raman Lal and Company. Is that clear? Absolutely clear. Okay, done. இப்போ sixth one மட்டும் பார்த்தல. Sixth one ரொம்ப easy, 1 second ல முடிஞ்சிடும். They are telling there should be offer plus acceptance. அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு தெரியும், ஃபர்ஸ்டே தெரியும், அதான் நாங்க படிச்சிட்டே வந்திருக்கோம். Offer is what? Offer is 2A and acceptance is 2B. எங்களுக்கு தெரியும் offer plus acceptance இருந்தா it will become a agreement. It is important for a contract. What is important? Agreement. எங்களுக்கு தெரியும், கலம்பு காத்து வரட்டும். அடுத்தது section number 7 is what? Consideration எங்களுக்கு தெரியும். There should be something in return for each other, quid pro quo, which is defined under 2D. அதுக்கப்புறம் பாரு 8th one lawful consideration, lawful objective. Consideration இருந்தா மட்டும் போதாது, it should also be lawful. Abhijit is calling me and telling, ma'am எனக்கு ஒரு ஐபோன் கொடுங்க, அதுக்கு பதிலா நான் உங்களுக்கு என்ன கொடுக்கிறேன்? I'll give you mal. I'll be like, mal na enada kaasa? It's like, no ma'am, that is nothing but you have to put it in a table, roll something and then you sniff it, ma'am. That I'll give you. Worth rupees 2 lakhs I'll give you your iPhone. I was like, get lost, keep the phone. Here the consideration is unlawful. The consideration is unlawful, right? Because what he is telling me, he will give me what? Cocaine. Now cocaine is not a legal consideration. Is that absolutely clear? Absolutely clear. Your consideration and objective should be lawful. Now let's say I and Abhijit, that girlfriend Tara broke up with Abhijit. I and Abhijit are telling Abhijit enkita vanda alra. So I was like, don't worry da, I know one person, Tara va pottu thalila, avala close pannilama. Abhijit is telling, yes ma'am. We both go to a gangster. We tell, take 10 lakh, kill that girl. Now here Now here, what happens? Here, what happens? Our objective itself is unlawful. Our objective itself is unlawful. To kill somebody is not allowed. Our objective itself is unlawful. This guy will also go to jail. Even love ka denala, I will also go to the jail because our objective is unlawful. Is it clear? You should have a lawful objective and a lawful consideration. And here, from here, section numbers you have to start remembering, guys. You have to go back. Section numbers you have to start remembering. 2 sections here I'll teach you. Whoever enters into a contract should have capacity to enter into a contract. அதுதான் நம்ம ஷார்ட்டா என்ன சொல்வாங்க அப்படின்னா competent parties. Section 11 says whoever enters into a contract should be competent parties. Section 11 says whoever enters into a contract should be competent parties. Competent parties is section 11. யார் competent? அதுக்கு 3 condition. Section 11 என்ன சொல்றாங்க? யார் competent? அதுக்கு 3 condition fulfill பண்ணோம். You should be of age of majority, sound mind, not disqualified by law. Age of majority, sound mind, not disqualified by law. Okay, repeat it. Section 11 says what? To enter into a contract, you must be competent. Who is competent? Age of majority, sound mind, not disqualified by law. Age of majority, remember carefully, is defined in section 3. Section 3 of which act, you know? Of Indian Majority Act. Indian Majority Act. This is over and above your syllabus, but if you want to remember, age of majority is 18 and 18 plus la. இது எங்க சொல்லிருக்காங்க? 18 க்கு மேல இருந்தா 18 or 18 க்கு மேல இருந்தா you can enter into a contract. அதுதான் age of majority. அப்படினு எதுல சொல்லிருக்காங்க? Section 3 of the Indian Majorities Act ல சொல்லிருக்காங்க. Section 3 of the Indian Majorities Act ல சொல்லிருக்காங்க. Is it important to mention? No, it is not important to mention. Age of majority. Section 3 of Indian Majorities Act, not that important. ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா great, otherwise also it is okay. Is it clear? Is it clear? But you have to remember section 11, which is capacity to enter into a contract. Who has capacity to enter into a contract? For that, you should have the age of majority, sound mind, and not disqualified by law. Age of majority is when you are 18, attained 18 or plus, 18 or more than 18. That is given in section 3 of the Indian Majorities Act. Indian Majorities Act. And sound mind, you should be of sound mind. That means you should be able to understand the terms and conditions. You should be sane, not insane. You should be sane in your senses. Sound mind is defined in section 12. Sound mind is defined in section 12. Sound mind is defined in section 12. Is that clear? Is that clear? You should be of the age of majority. Majority is 18 and 18 plus. எதுல கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? Section 3 of the Indian Majorities Act. Okay? And sound mind, அப்படினா you should be able to understand the contract, terms and conditions of the contract. இது எதுல கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? This has been given under section 12 of the Indian Contract Act. And you should be not disqualified by law. Who and all are disqualified by law? I will teach you in detail in unit 3. But insolvent, convict, ivangala they are disqualified by law. Which act? Section 12 is Indian Contract Act. I will write these 2 sections above also. Wait. Section 10 munjicha. Section 12, what they are telling? To enter into a contract, you should be Section 12, I'm sorry. Section 11, what they are telling? To enter into a contract, you should be what? Competent parties. Who are competent parties? Section 3. Who are of the age of majority. Ana idla bracket la edhiko. Section 3 of what? Indian Majority. Sorry guys. Indian Majority Act. And section 12 says you should be what? Sound mind. You should be what? Sound mind. Punjichapa, are you able to even remember the section? Section 11 is competent party. Competent la 3 varu. Age of majority, sound mind, not disqualified by law. Not disqualified by law in detail unit 3 la நம்ம discuss பண்ணிருக்கோம். Insolvent, alien enemy, இதெல்லாம் unit 3 ல discuss பண்ணுவோம். Unit 1 ல என்ன இருக்கு அப்படினா, unit 1 ல என்ன இருக்குனா competent parties க்கு கீழ age of majority, which is 18 or 18 plus, which is given in section 3 of the Indian Majorities Act. And then we have sound mind, which is section number 12. Superb. Are we clear with this? Are we cleared with this? Now here is the major section after this. Here is the major section after this. Tell me if you're clear with this. You know, 5 minutes நீ கூட இந்த whole pattern முடிச்சிடு. அவ்வளவுதான், இதோட முடிஞ்சிச்சு. இதுக்கப்புறம் ஈஸி தான். டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் கான்ட்ராக்ட், இதுக்கப்புறம் டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் கான்ட்ராக்ட், அது ஒரு 10 நிமிஷம் தான். வில் ஃபினிஷ் திஸ் அண்ட் தென் டேக் அ பிரீதர். Next it's telling what? That your consent should be free. For a contract to be valid, your consent should be free. Consent ஓட Latin maxim என்னது? Consent ஓட Latin maxim is consensus ad idem. Consent ஓட Latin maxim என்னது? Consensus ad idem. Consensus ad idem na என்னது? Two people agreeing to the same thing in the same sense. Two people agreeing to the same thing in the same sense. அப்படினா let's say என்கிட்ட ரெண்டு கார் இருக்கு. கிளாசிக் எக்ஸாம்பிள் கிளாஸ்லயே சொன்னேன். ரெண்டு கார் இருக்கு. ஒரு ஹோண்டா சிட்டி இருக்கு, ஒரு இனோவா இருக்கு. ஒரு ஹோண்டா சிட்டி இருக்கு, ஒரு இனோவா இருக்கு. நான் ஸ்ரீராம் கிட்ட சொல்றேன், ஸ்ரீராம், do you want to buy my car? I am willing to sell it for 4 lakhs. I am talking about selling the Honda City. Shriram is thinking, Innova car 4 லட்சத்துக்கு விக்கறாங்களா? இவங்க சுத்தமா மண்டில மசாலாவே இல்ல போலே. Shriram is telling, yeah ma'am, I will definitely buy ma'am. 4 lakh tomorrow itself I'll pay and buy. Now here we both are talking about buying and selling of cars தான். நானும் என் காரை விக்கிறத பத்தி தான் பேசுறேன், அவனும் வாங்குறத பத்தி தான் பேசுறான். ஆனா நான் ஹோண்டா சிட்டி காரை விக்கிறத பத்தி பேசுறேன், அவன் இனோவா காரை வாங்குறத பத்தி பேசுறான். So here two people are agreeing to the same thing but not in the same sense. So is there consent? The answer is no. There is no consent because two people are agreeing to the same thing. Two people are not agreeing to the same thing in the same sense. Is consent clear? Consent means two people agreeing to the same thing in the same sense. That is consent. Consent oda section is 30. Consent is section 30. Consent is section number 30. Is consent clear? But namakku consent irundha mattum podadu. namakku enna venum? We want a free consent. Consent mattum irundha it's not sufficient for us. We want a free consent. Free consent is section 40. Consent is 13. Two people agreeing to the same thing in the same sense. That is section 13. But consent is not sufficient. We need free consent. That is section 14. Free consent is when consent is not obtained by coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, mistake. We tell consent is free. What do you mean by coercion? We learn in detail in unit number 3, but coercion means putting physical pressure. I am putting this Rahul under gunpoint and telling him, hey, my gun is also missing. Yes, you remember that one thing I bought? The missing there is inside, okay? Remember that classic thing I bought? Yeah. So that gun, let's say I put Rahul under gunpoint and I'm telling you, hey listen, transfer this particular house in my name, otherwise I'll press the trigger. Now what he is doing? He is transferring the house in my name, but our consent enna illa free illa. So this is a case of coercion. Undue influence, putting moral pressure, emotional pressure. Now let's say Mr. A has a very old parents. Mr. A is telling, hey listen dad, only if you transfer your property in my name, I'll take care of you. Otherwise, if you want me to take care of you, transfer all your property in my name. Here you're putting a moral pressure that is called undue influence. Fraud. You're doing something with the intention to cheat. Let's say Abhijit or necklace. Necklace. He's wanting to sell a necklace. Okay. Or for example, take this. Siddharth is dealing in this phone. In the phone வந்து first copy of iPhone. எனக்கு விக்கறான். மேம் இத பாருங்க மேம், சூப்பரா இருக்கு. லேட்டஸ்ட் மாடல், இன்னும் இந்தியால லான்ச் ஆகல, துபாயில தான் லான்ச் ஆயிருக்கு. உங்களுக்காக நான் இத எடுத்துட்டு வந்தேன் மேம். நியூ வெர்ஷன் ஆஃப் ஐபோன். நானும் இத பார்த்துட்டு, சித்தார்த் இது புது மாடலா அப்படின்னு கேக்குறேன். மேம் லேட்டஸ்ட் மாடல் நேத்து தான் யுஎஸ்ல இருந்து இறங்கிச்சு. இன்னும் துபாயிலயும் யுஎஸ்ல மட்டும் தான் லான்ச் ஆயிருக்கு. இந்தியால இத மட்டும் நீங்க வாங்கிட்டு போனீங்கன்னா அடுத்த அம்பானியே நீங்க தானே எல்லாரும் சொல்வாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு எப்படியோ பிரெயின் வாஷ் பண்ணி இந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் காப்பி போனை என் தலையில கட்டிட்டான். Now here whatever Sriram told, மேம் இது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் காப்பி போன் சொல்ல, இது ஒரிஜினல் போன், யுஎஸ்ல இருந்து நேத்து தான் இறங்கி இருக்கு, இதெல்லாம் இவன் சொன்னது. It made all these statements with an intention to cheat me. Whenever intention to cheat தான் லால சீட்னு சொன்னா அது ஒரே சீப்பா இருக்கும். அதனால சீட்டுக்கு பதிலா என்னன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க? deceive. When there's an intention to deceive na cheat. When there's an intention to cheat, it is fraud. when there's no intention to cheat. யார்கிட்ட சித்தார்த் இதை வாங்கினானோ சித்தார்த்துக்கும் அவன் என்ன சொல்லி தான் வித்திருக்கான், இது ஒரிஜினல் போன் பா அப்படின்னு சித்தார்த்துக்கே அவன் அதை சொல்லி வித்தா அவன் அதை நம்பி எனக்கு விற்கிறான். மேம் நான் இது ஒரு டீலர் கிட்ட இருந்து வாங்கினேன், அவர் ரொம்ப நாளா இந்த பிசினஸ்ல இருக்காரு, he told this is the original phone ma'am, take it, you are the first one in India to have this version. Now here did Siddharth make a false statement? Yes, because this is not an original, this is a first copy phone. But here, was Siddharth's intention to cheat or not to cheat? Not to cheat. Then it will become what? If intention was not to cheat, then it will become what? It will become misrepresentation and not fraud. Then it will become misrepresentation and not fraud. Is that clear, guys? Is that absolutely clear? Is that absolutely clear? Ipo section numbers paathalama. Section numbers paathalama. 12 வரைக்கும் பண்ணோம்ல. Section 13 என்னது சொல்லு? Consent. Section 13 என்னது? Consent. ஆனா consent மட்டும் இருந்தா போதாது, நமக்கு என்ன தேவை? Free consent. அது என்னது? Section 14. Free consent. அடுத்தது, when is consent said to be free? When it is not obtained by coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation. இதுக்கு என்னலாம் மேம் செக்ஷன்? இங்க பாரு, coercion is section number 15, undue influence is section number 16, undue influence is section number 16, fraud is section number 17, misrepresentation is section number 18. Are you able to remember all the sections? Are you able to? Oh, the takkan paru, take a photo of this, take a photo, not in phone, take a photo in your memory, see all this, see all this. What about mistake? Mistake மூணு செக்ஷன் இருக்கு, அதனால தான் இப்போ நடத்தல. Mistake is 20, 21, 22. இப்போதைக்கு வேணா just remember mistake is 20, 21, 22. ஏன்னா மிஸ்டேக்ல வந்து யூனிலேட்ரல் மிஸ்டேக், பைலேட்ரல் மிஸ்டேக்னு இருக்குல்ல. ஸோ இப்போதைக்கு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ 20, 21, 22. 18க்கு அப்புறம் அப்படியே ஒரு இது ஸ்கிப் பண்ணணும். 20, 21, 22 is mistake. பட் அதுக்குள்ள பைலேட்ரல் யூனிலேட்ரல்னு இருக்கு. I'll teach you in tomorrow's session when we do unit 3. இது புரிஞ்சிச்சாப்பா? இது புரிஞ்சிச்சா? Took a screenshot. Can we quickly revise? Can we quickly revise? Can we quickly revise? I think we have completed all essentials, no? Last essential is there. 11th essential we complete, then we will do a section revision. Last essential also we will study in detail in unit number 3. Last essential எதை பத்தி பேசுது? Last essential says that the contract should not be expressly declared as void. The contract should not be expressly declared as void. Two types of contract are expressly declared as void. அது என்னது? Restraint of marriage, restraint of trade. Restraint of marriage, restraint of trade. Is that clear? Is that clear? Samsung நீ என்ன எழுதுனதா ஆனா எனக்கு புரியல, அது அர்த்தம் என்னன்னு எனக்கு புரியல. It's a good way or bad way, I didn't understand. Okay, then anyways, is that clear people? Is that clear? What Rahul, what do you want me to repeat? कौन सा repeat करना है? 11th means what kind of contracts are not expressly declared as void. That means if you enter into a contract of restraint of marriage, if Rahul is going and entering into a contract with Anjali, Rahul, you're going and entering into a contract with Anjali, saying Anjali, you are never supposed to get married. Okay, you're never supposed to get married. अगर तू मेरी नहीं हो सकती तो किसी और की नहीं होगी. If you're not mine, you'll not be anybody else. Rahul is going and entering into a contract with Anjali, right? Cops are on the way. Yeah, so now let's say Anjali signs it. Rahul gives 5 crore rupees to Anjali, says that have it, don't marry anybody. Now next day he's opening Insta and seeing Anjali puts destination wedding with my hubby, chilling in Bali with my hubby. She married somebody else with that 5 crore rupees which this guy gave. Rahul gave Anjali 5 crore rupees telling never get married. But Anjali took the 5 crores and got married. Can Rahul do anything? Can he go to the court and told, hey listen judge, I gave her 5 lakh rupees. We entered into a contract. See, I have it in writing. She told I will not marry anybody, but she got married. Now she's posting Insta stories and all with my hubby in Bali, one and only love, 5 days of togetherness. Like that she's continuously putting stories. What will I do? Judge will tell Rahul, you are mad. Didn't you study law? Didn't you go to DEEPIKA ma'am's class? Are you mad or what? Were you sleeping? Did you go for only dance practice? They will tell, what Rahul, what did you do? it is very clearly given in the 11th point of essential, saying you cannot enter into a contract of restraint of marriage. You cannot restrict anybody from getting marriage. You cannot restrict anybody from doing a trade, that is business profession. You cannot restrict anybody. Is that absolutely clear? That completes our part 1 of this chapter. We'll quickly, for just 2 seconds, revise the whole section so that we are absolutely clear. Section number 1 எதை பத்தி பேசுது? Preliminary. True let 2H is what we started with. Contract. Contractor ரெண்டா பிரிக்கலாம். Agreement and enforceability. Agreement is 2E. Agreement திரும்பி மூணா பிரிக்கலாம். Offer, acceptance, consideration. Offer is 2A, acceptance is 2B, consideration is 2B. Then we come to section number 10. Essentials of a valid contract, or in Bare Act it is written what agreements are contract. What agreements are contracts? Agreements which fulfill all the 11 conditions, those will become contracts. Okay, so that is section 10. Section 11 is competent party. Section 12 is sound mind. Section 3 of the Indian Majority Act says a person becomes major when he crosses the age of, when he is 18 or he is 18 plus. Section number 3 done. Section number 12 done. Section number 13 talks about consent. 14 talks about free consent. 15 is coercion. 16 undue influence. 17 fraud. 18 misrepresentation. Skip 18, go to sorry, 18 is misrepresentation, and skip 19, go to 20, 21, 22, which is mistake. Is that absolutely clear, guys? All the sections absolutely clear. Are you able to remember? So let's continue with the next topic, which is types of contract. Types of contract, like there's valid contract, void contract, and void agreement. Valid contract na onnu illa. Valid contract na onnu illa. Valid contract is nothing but any contract that fulfills all the 11 essentials. Any contract that fulfills all the 11 essentials. There are two parties, lawful consideration, lawful objective, competent to enter into a contract, not expressly declared as void. Any contract that fulfills all these 11 conditions is a valid contract. There is no section number that tells the valid contract. You should be an agreement enforceable by law as per 2H, plus you should fulfill all the conditions of section 10. You become a valid contract. So valid contract is nothing but any contract which fulfills all these 11 conditions. Nothing much is there, so we will leave that. We will come to void agreement, void contract. Void agreement, void contract. That is important. Void agreement is 2G, GG, 2G and AGOG, like that. Okay, and void contract is 2J. Void contract is 2J, GJ, GJ. Okay, GJ. Okay, void agreement is 2G, void contract is 2J. Void agreement na enna, adukku Latin maxim irukku, void ab initio. What is the Latin maxim? Void ab initio means it is void from the very beginning. Means it is void from the very beginning. It is void from the very beginning. What do you mean by that? Void from the very beginning means, let's say you entered into a contract with a minor. Oh my God, oh shit, you entered into a contract with a minor. A minor is not competent to enter into a contract. He is not of the age of majority. This agreement, it's not even a contract, I'm sorry. This agreement is void from the very beginning. This agreement is void from a very beginning. Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand? Les, you have to remember the Latin maxim. Void ab initio. Void ab initio. Is that clear? Is that clear? Void ab initio means what? It is void from the very beginning. Like entering into a contract with a minor. It is a void ab initio. It's a void agreement, void from the very beginning, which is section 2, clause G. Void from the very beginning. Very good. But void contract is not like that. Void agreement are void from the very beginning. Void contract is 2J, which says it was initially valid. Later on it becomes void. Initially valid. Later on it becomes void. Ma'am, example. Void contract example. A contract ceases to be enforceable by law. Ceases means what? It stops to be enforceable. You cannot go and enforce it under law. It ceases to be enforceable by law, becomes void when it ceases to be enforceable. Right? Ma'am, what do you mean by this? Ma'am, what do you mean by this? Let's suppose, ma'am, what do you mean by this? Let's suppose, just a second, I'll be back. Sorry. Cops came up. Okay, come back. Okay, so here, void contract means what? Void contracts means a contract which ceases to be enforceable by law becomes void when it ceases to be enforceable. Repeat along with me. A contract which ceases to be abdina, it stops to be enforceable by law. Abdina, you cannot no more go to the court. Ma'am, give an example. We didn't understand any of this. Give an example. Example is, let's say I have a Honda City car. Harini comes to me and tells that she wants to buy the car. I told Harini, okay, pakka, you give me one advance. Okay, I'll sell it to you for 10 lakhs, but now give me a advance. She pays 2 lakhs. She blocked it, but she told, ma'am, I'm going on a trip with my girlfriends. What I'll do is, once I come back, I will buy it. I told Harini, okay, pakka, don't worry. என்னோட parking lotல தான் நிக்குது. வரும்போது நீ வாங்கிக்கோ. பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஒரு வாரம் கழிச்சு ட்ரிப்புக்கு வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் மீதி 8 லட்சம் ரூபாய் கொடுத்து வாங்கிக்கோ. Now what happens is, by the time Harini's flight takes off, flood comes in Chennai. You know how doing flood, how Chennai will become like a mini swimming pool. My car also adichified, and the flood la adichi and car poiduchi. Enga pochin theriyala. Harini is coming after 1 week asking, ma'am, where is the car? I was like, boss, I am also searching for that only. Where is the car? It went away. It got washed away in the flood. Here, the contract becomes void. Because it ceases to be enforceable. Why? Because the subject matter, very good, Neeraja, the subject matter, car itself is not there. So the subject matter, car itself is not there. A contract which ceases to be enforceable by law. Previously it was a valid contract only, but now it ceases to be enforceable by law, becomes void when it ceases to be enforceable, right? And void contract is 2J. Void contract is 2J. Void agreement is 2G. Can we go and add there? Can we go and add to our list? Section 2G is void agreement. Section 2J is void contract. Contract. Is that clear, people? Is that clear? Absolutely clear? Yeah. So void, valid contract done, and a valid contract definition ne edume kadayadu. You have to fulfill 2H. Okay, you have to fulfill 2H plus section 10, then it becomes a valid contract. Void contract is what? 2J. Void agreement is 2G. And the last we are reading. Last for the day. Idhukku mela thangadu. Yes, last for the day. 2I. That is section number 2I. Adu munjichu baru. Idhukku mela eludho mudiyadhu. Munjichu. 2I is voidable. Voidable contract. What do you mean by a voidable contract? A voidable contract is a contract, very good Akshaya, which is able to become void at the option of the aggrieved party. Able to become void at the option of the aggrieved party. Who is the aggrieved party? If the contract was obtained by coercion, then on whom coercion was exercised, he becomes the aggrieved party. If he thinks he can go to the court and make the contract void. It's a voidable contract. That is, it's able to become void, but at the option of the aggrieved party. Agreements which are enforceable by law at the option of one, but not at the option of other. At the option of one, but not at the option of other. Abdina. That void contract, the contract which was entered by coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, mistake, it will remain valid till aggrieved party goes to the court. The moment aggrieved party goes to the court and tells, yen consent free illa, valid enava maridum. Void. Is it clear? Valid enava maridum. Void. Is it absolutely clear? Valid enava maridum. Void. Will become void. Right? So that is voidable. So we have completed valid, void agreement, void contract, and voidable, which is 2I. Right? And the last two are illegal agreements, which means on the agreements are banned. Let's say you're not supposed to do it. Dealing in cocaine and all. It is, you're not supposed to do it. Selling drugs, yes, illegal. And unenforceable அப்படினா என்னது? Unenforceable அப்படினா என்னது? There's some technical defect. There's some technical defect. Unenforceable. Checkla sign. Checkla, for example, sign is missing, or in words and in numbers are not matching. Unenforceable. There's a technical defect. The moment you correct the technical defect, it becomes valid. The moment you correct the technical defect, it becomes valid. Is that absolutely clear? Is that absolutely clear? Are you able to remember all the sections, guys? Section 1, let's do a final revision, 10 seconds and then I'm leaving you. Section 1 talks about what? Preliminary. Section 2H, contract. 2E, agreement. Agreement moona piripo. Offer plus acceptance plus consideration. 2A is offer, 2B is acceptance or promise, 2D is consideration. In types of agreements and types of contract, there's no section for valid agreement or valid contract. For void agreement, it is 2G. For void contract, it is 2J. For voidable, it is 2I. And essentials of a valid contract is section 10. Section 11 talks about competent party. 12 talks about sound mind. 13 is consent. 14 is free consent. 15 is coercion. 16 undue influence. 17 fraud. And 18 misrepresentation. Leave 19, 20, 21, 22 is mistake. Is that absolutely clear, guys? Is that absolutely clear? Right, till here, is it absolutely clear? Right, so this was our first part of unit number 1 of Indian Contract Act. We still have the last part, that is offer and acceptance, which we will do in the next session. Right.